whatever we can do to help. They are our responsibility. So whatever we can do, just let us know and we will try to do what we can.
So Spoon TV just came.
She's there talking.
We are JFK, I'm here to serve the nation.
Right.
We are here to serve all Liberians, irrespective of creed, religion, political orientation, or sexual orientation. We are here to serve everyone. So our team is willing.
Thank you.
I would just like to throw a light on something that was, I think we saw the rise of argument, confusion from family members and other partisans also. So their concern have been they're going to take care that some of the patients will be transferred to the Fulton Medical Hospital. And when I contacted officials of the party, they asked as to whether that should be done. They were able to talk to the minister, Crocker, and she said she communicated with you that the patient should be stabilized before being transferred if need be. If the hospital here is overwhelmed, so they should be stabilized. And I would like what you said, so that you confirmed that you will cooperate, and you said the information was misleading. You did that at any time you want a patient to be transferred to Fulton Medical Hospital. Instead, you said you wanted them to be stabilized. So I want to send this message out to the family members who are listening who have concern on that. The hospital has said they will keep the patient, stabilize them, and transfer them if need be. But we are hoping that the transfer will be done in the move of limited parties so that we can know which hospitals are being transferred to, whether a neighboring hospital will be the same area that is accessible, or whether the Fulton Medical Hospital.
So once the party officially informs us of who is responsible, who is a liaison, we will communicate.
Exactly.
We make decisions limited. So if we have patients and we know the timing, it will not be in the interest of the patient to keep them here. If we have, say, 10 patients to operate on, it would not be wise to keep patients here when you know there are other able and equipped facilities within Liberia. So if the need arises for us to transfer patients so that we can optimize their care, we will inform you. So ERWA, Catholic, Fulton Military is available. We know and trust Fulton Military. We have our own, we have trauma doctors, we have other specialists there. So that was why it was mentioned. If need be, then they have more beds available. We have patients with fractures. We cannot have them sitting in chairs, So it's in the interest of the patient. So this is an apolitical hospital.
That's correct.
Health professionals.
Yes.
In the army, they are professionals that do their work. So here we consider ourselves as an army of medical professionals. So whatever our political affiliations are is not an issue. We are here to treat Liberians. So I want to make that clear. So whatever clinical and medical and administrative decisions we make, we will be communicated and we'll work with you. But we will not allow you to interfere with the management of our patients. And I want to appeal to the press and the family members to please allow us to work in an environment and also to respect this confidentiality and the privacy of our patients. I appeal to you, we have family members who are still looking for their loved ones. We don't want them to see it on Facebook that their loved one has had a fracture to the skull or open limb is traumatic. Let's not re-traumatize family members. Let's be responsible in how we, because that can even make somebody go off. I don't want people coming down with question. So let's be responsible in how we send out the information. We have police officers stationed here.
That's exactly what I was
Family members can come in and they can give ID. Please come in with ID card and pictures so that we can identify your family. We have a listing. We have described the patients in terms of what they are wearing, their clothing, so that we'll be able to identify it. And tomorrow morning, hopefully, all people will be identified. The police, we're working along with the police, we're working along with the United Party family.
It's something that I witnessed, I would also like to throw light on is 30 minutes or like an hour into the service where the people responded to this accident. We saw our witness because I went on the scene of the accident scene and we came all the way here and we started ministering here. But what I also noticed 30 minutes into into your service was riot police in good numbers. I think you saw them when was moving straight into the ICU. Whereas initially we had 3 police or 2 police officers who were already responding to him, taking the names of these people and taking some of the particulars and whatever. The hospital emergency was cooperating with them, as well as we who came on the scene from the Unity Party. Now, my thing here is, I wanted to know further, I think you heard the noise and whatever. Why was the riot police moving into intensive care? And why wasn't the tent? And I seriously came up and said, I was not satisfied with that procedure, and I think a few of them left and called the higher authority, some of the officials or police that came in, and I also expressed my dissatisfaction that we are not very comfortable with the huge riot police presence into the ICU. So when I registered that concern, they said, well, they got a call, they did not just come, but they got a call that family member was aggressively moving into the ICU, so they wanted to get him out. So I went along with them. And they had the riot police retired. That is the Unity Hospital genocide. And those officers who were already in there recording names or whatever, they can coordinate with the officer instead of taking new set of officers. Because we are treating it as a different case. Considering the eyewitness account of that, we are treating this case as a different case. The police clearly told me we are treating this case as accident, I saw it as a attempt. You can say you are right, you are in authority, you are a police officer, but we are seeing it as a terrorist attack. I mean, I'm free to say what I want to say. According to the account with that, a vehicle went up, two cars came down, boarding over. I mean, you are a medical officer, we shouldn't say that. I'm only saying what was said here. Let our people hear it. Let me be on record for saying this. I don't want the message going the other way. We are treating this as an alleged terrorist attack. So the police, having said that, willingly told us why they are here and how they are providing security for us and the medical practitioners as well, and patients have cooperated with us, and I will say us, the Unity Party, who are here. They are all here now, they are no longer in there. I think so far they have like worked with us. So I would just like to move further as to whether any other police officer, when we are going from here, we have authority to come in this, and whether other than what the officers are already there. We want to be sure.
Right, so, Madam Robinson, thank you for the information. It's news to me that anti-robbery police entered the ICU. We were busy resuscitating patients. We do have assigned 2 police officers to JFK. Like I said, our primary goal was to stabilize the patients. Henceforth, we've asked everyone to clear out of the area where we should, because it was not. Your concern is the anti-robbery. You should be more concerned with the plain clothes individuals that were in new numbers. So I feel, so my concern is any non-medical person that is in my area of work is a concern. So if you're willing to work with us, then we can safeguard that only our staff are aware, they're only identified personnel. Exactly. But if Unity Party personnel and other people want to come in, then it becomes difficult. So when it comes to JFK, my CEO, Dr. Jerry Brown, and the rest of the administration, myself, Mrs. Kofa, are responsible. But where Unity Party comes in,
we take responsibility. Yes. That's happening because the incident happened on the premises of Unity Party.
So I think we have a clear understanding.
Hello folks, we're here at the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital. This is the entrance to the ER, where the doctors here at JFK have said they are going to treat the patients irrespective of whatever political party they're from. They are assuring the Unity Party hierarchy here, led by Ambassador John Balu, concerning the safety of those brought here.
Yeah.
We just want to know the exact number of individuals that were wounded first. 20. And those that passed us. The gender.
In the 20, how many critical, as in terms of extremely critical, and how many have been stabilized as well?
So in terms of critical, I think
3 patients. Critical. One of them has been moved to intensive care unit, so that's the most critical. And the 2 otherwise have been observed.
Liberians who want to know what sort of injuries these patients have incurred, those that are here in the emergency ward. The type of injuries ranging from, I heard that one of your colleagues said shock fracture. This is just for a reintegration because there are new people coming on board and wanting to get this information. So if you can just quickly just go over the sort of injuries.
So we have severe traumatic brain injury. Let's say ranging from severe to moderate to mild traumatic brain injury. We have long chest trauma. We have tibial fibular fractures. Okay. Bone fractures.
Break the medical term down.
We have laceration, soft tissue injuries like cut to the face, the scalp. We have those.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So you guys can go back to life saving. Thank you. So
Thank you very much.
We here at JFK, as you listen to the medical practitioners, there are 28 persons that were brought in, 2 dead, 3 critically injured, with 1 being moved to the intensive care unit. Injuries ranging from fracture of the skull, brain injury, lacerations, minor cuts, and the rest. So 1 person is in the intensive care unit out of the 3 that have been termed as critically wounded. This is all stemming from what happened right at the Unity Party's headquarters yesterday night, where a vehicle, an unmarked vehicle, according to eyewitnesses, the driver had reportedly switched off the lights of the vehicle, an SUV, and ran into Unity Party members who were celebrating their pronouncement as being the winners of the November 14th presidential runoff election in the country. 2 dead, and so far 3 critically injured, with 1 taken to the intensive care unit. My name is Diamond Slanger. I'm here on behalf of the Spoon Network. And Ambassador Balu, just 1 question, please. This is Spoon FM, Spoon TV. We just received unconfirmed reports that the alleged perpetrator has been arrested. Do you have any information concerning that?
Well, that would be good news, because when I was at the party headquarters earlier, there was a lady who had identified this person, identified the vehicle, said that she knew him. And so that, through the investigation, probably led to his arrest. And so that's welcoming news. From all indications, from all eyewitnesses account, this seems to be well-planned and deliberate act of terrorism. Unless the investigation proves otherwise, we're treating it as such. And this warrants the full attention of all Liberians, because we don't know where it's going to end up. We heard that there is a series of attacks to increase fear in the society, to make the citizens to panic, and that the local partisans are going to be attacked wherever they are in numbers and things like that. This is kind of information filtering from other circles, but in the rank and files of the people in the government themselves. And so this is worrisome, and we hope that this will claim the attention of the international community, claim the attention of the government, so that's not to claim innocence and ignorance about this, that we are putting them on record, that this will not be tolerated. This will not be tolerated. I went through the hospital, I've seen a lot of people wounded with all kinds of injuries, people who are simply enjoying themselves, celebrating.
The president, in his concession speech, called for reconciliation. In his exact words, the election results showed a divided nation. And just after the pronouncement of the Unity Party's ticket as the winners of the November 14th presidential runoff, you have this happening. And you have just said that there are intelligence that this is going to be a series of attacks. What advice do you have for Unity? Is the Unity Party going to tune down its celebrations? Are you going to instill extra security measures? And what advice, as you said, do you have there for the outgoing government, especially during these 30+ days before the turning over, the ushering of a new government? That this could go downhill and become a retaliatory attacks, and then you have reprisals here and there. Eventually, it becomes an unstable country.
I have moral advice for the outgoing president, George Weah himself. On the day before the announcements on NEC, I had an appearance on OKFM where I gave an open advice to the president. I reiterated that advice again. I called on him to speak to his fanatics in very clear terms, not to react differently. We need to set the tone for them to follow. We don't want hypocritical pronouncements, hypocritical statements. They have to send a clear, unambiguous message to the partisans. We hear them speak this way, we hear the partisans speak differently. We hear one thing from here, we hear other things from there. What we have before us is the fragility of a state that they have caused to be fragile. Right now, in addition to the fragility, we are now experiencing a vulnerability. We are now at the mercy of the government, and therefore they have to behave responsibly. I cautioned them in my OKFM appearance before the announcement from NEC. We had earlier announced our reports. I would take this time to send this message again to the president. Nobody would take what we saw here today lightly. If the intent is to incite violence so that people can retaliate, and then we have this country ungovernable, and then we create a state of confusion and panic and crisis, and then you got to have mediation, and then you have to have interim government, or you have no. If that is their intent, we better put an act together, because there will be no interim government, and whatever instances of chaos that they create, they will be held accountable.
What about the Unity Party? Are you going to tone down celebrations, especially what has happened, or you instill extra security measures as well?
They have the right to celebrate, and nobody will intimidate them unless they choose otherwise. Nobody will intimidate them. God forbid, if they had won the elections, nobody would have hurt themselves in this country. Unity Party has every right to jubilate, every right to celebrate. This is a well-earned, deserved victory. And we will not be intimidated by any of their actions.
We're also hearing from the corridors, some aggrieved Unity partisans saying they are going to retaliate for what has happened. What words do you have for your partisans who are anticipating that this is coming from the CDC and they in return are going to stage their own reprisal attacks?
They say what I'm sure the Senator, the President-elect will say. There should be no reprisal. People should wait on the Senator to speak. And when he speaks, we will know what we are doing. Our leader will speak. The President of the Republic, the next President will speak. Okay?
Okay.
I think we should give him a chance now so that he can be able to address us, and we will be able to take heed from his advice and his recommendation. Until then, I will caution every Unity Party to take it easy and get our leader a chance to address it.
Okay.
On this note, I want to
Thank you. Thank you, Ambassador John Balu.
It is sad. Let me just say, I mean, maybe I shouldn't say, but it's so sad that of the two dead and the critical, I hear they're all from one family. You know, very, very sad. How can they work in that world? So, I mean, just extend our sympathy to the DE family, to all those numerous partisans
Thank you.
who are celebrating, who are today injured. We extend our sympathy to them, wish them speedy recovery, and to the doctors who are doing a very good job. We thank them. I thank all of you for covering this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador John Balu there, making a statement. So according to the updates, 20 persons were affected by the incident, whether intentional or accidental. We're also getting unconfirmed reports that the alleged perpetrator has been arrested. Ambassador Joseph Yuman Boyka, the president-elect of the Republic of Liberia, is going to address a press conference. We've been told another team is headed there. My name is Diamond Slanger, coming to you live from the emergency unit here at the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital, where 2 persons have been pronounced dead in that tragic incident that occurred at the headquarters of the Unity Party, where you have 3 persons critically injured, with 1 person being transferred to the intensive care unit. Injuries ranging from brain fracture, brain damage according to the doctors, lacerations, cuts, bruises, tissue damage, broken legs and arms and limbs. And it's just sad. Whether or not this was intentional, Liberia is at a stage that the entire country is shocked by the horrific happenings there at the headquarters of the Unity Party. The standard bearer and president-elect is to address the nation, and a country that is already hugely divided as per the election's results has been taking another tragic blow that is taking us further from reconciliation rather than taking us closer to reconciling and moving forward as a country. Irrespective of whichever political side you find yourself, this is not what we want to be hearing coming out of our country. Elections should be a matter of ballot decision and not ramming into innocent people having a celebration. My name is Diamond Slanger. Thank you for watching. Send a hat out to someone else. Check on your family members and your friends. People have gathered all year at JFK, and this is a moment that this country should hold together irrespective of political differences. We expect political leaders, including President George Manning Weah, to come out outrightly and condemn this horrific happening. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.